our attention to our heart. We can bring our right hand as well if we like. Mataji, thank you for bringing us all together here. In the cause of spreading Sahaja Yoga. Let's raise our Kundalini together and take a bandhan. Bring our two hands on or towards Mother Earth. Let's feel our hands. Shri Adi Bhumi Devi, please recognize me. Please pull out any obstacles. In my subtle system that I can be in Sahasrara. Please help me to come into Sahasrara in my attention. Please remove any obstacles or negativity on my left and right channels. Please help me to feel my heart and my Sahasrara. Shri Ganesha, please be pleased with me. Please help me to be in your innocent joy in our Mother. Put our left hand open on our lap and take Ganesh Mantra with our full attention on Muladhara and Sahasrara. Om Tvameva Saksha Shri Ganesha Saksha Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Bring our right hand on our lap. Let's clear our right channel. Mataji, please clear my attention. Please remove any of the constrictions, the other atmospheres of today that don't allow my attention to expand. Please remove. Please cool down all the thoughts, all the heat, all the pressure of the right side. Please take all those thoughts and pressures into the ether and out of my subtle system. I surrender them all. Let's put our left hand down. Let's bring our right hand across Agya. Let's take the Lord's Prayer together. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Let's massage our Sahasrara. Let's take this short mantra, which Sri Mataji taught us. We can take it 3 times. Om Tvameva Sakshat, Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi, Namo Namaha. Can keep hand on the Sahasrara or above. Om Tvameva Sakshat, Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi, Namo Namaha. can switch hands if we like. Om Tvameva Sakshat Srimataji Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Let's bring our both hands open on the lap. Bring our right hand to center heart. Attention on center heart and Sahasrara and above. Srimataji, our only desire is to be one with you. If we like, we can open our eyes a moment and watch Srimataji's photo. Dear Srimataji,
Jai Shri Mataji. So, welcome everybody. A couple more. If everyone could turn on their video, it would be really nice. We got the right Isha today. Yay. And Rahul, glad you could join. And Mark is here too. Do you want to show yourself, Mark, or keep us guessing? It's all right. All right. So wonderful that we're all here this evening, and I guess just to begin with, I feel it's, you know, so important always to remember who's doing the programs. That's Srimataji. And leaving it to her is our great joy and challenge. So if we can all do that, we are always in good shape. And I feel like we've been so blessed. Her blessings have poured on these programs, and we've all felt the vibration so strongly, and how much it's traveled far and wide with reaching so many seekers, and beyond, I think, anyone's expectations. So, you know, it's just, I think we all can feel so grateful for that. And I really am, Wendy and I are both so thrilled that you all want to, you know, take on a few more hats, let's say, in the program, and help to move it forward in a way that it can be even more collective and even more inclusive of a lot more people's care and concern. So looking forward to how you all are going to pour your love onto the program as well. Even I know you all do. And now you'll have new ways to channel that commitment, I guess, would say, and dedication. So thank you for agreeing to do this. I wonder, just want to start by asking if any of you have, I mean, I have a couple things that I thought of right after the program that I didn't say, and since then, but maybe I wanted to ask if there's anything that anyone else wondered about, or questions about, or just reflected on and had wanted to say at the beginning.
I only had a question regarding technical problems. So if we end the dry run and we have technical issues, who can we ask? It could be microphone setups and things like that.
Well, I mean, you know, with musicians, we do sometimes call Anjan, right? But mostly we were able to resolve everything by the time, you know, and between, you know, the Tech 2 person who's there, and, you know, we're going to be, we've been doing that in the main Zoom. So, you know, eventually the Tech 1 person comes, but I honestly feel like sometimes it's just, we have to work, something has to work out in order for it all to come together. And I can't think of any time that we couldn't figure it out in time for the program to start. So really,
It's more for musicians probably, but most
yeah,
of the people will be people who've already been on the
yeah,
program.
exactly.
Yeah.
So their setups are, you know, have worked before and should still work again. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't, I mean, you know, with Bandans and everybody's collective input, we've always managed to get it to work out. Unless it's not meant to work out, actually, I have to say sometimes. And
There was one time it didn't
yeah.
work out on the West Coast, and that was for a vibrational reason.
Uh-huh.
And the tech ones are oftentimes really experienced with this, and you can lean on them. And actually, Linda and I've been through quite a lot of trying. We've learned what some of the real pitfalls are technically for people's sound, for example. Right, Linda? So we can problem solve some of that ourselves.
Yeah, but one thing I can do, you know, we have this Google folder for our producer director thing, you know, content. And one thing I can do is put in there a folder that has some backup music videos and recordings from previous programs. Because one time, I mean, Abhishek never has had an issue, but I think it was the end of the first 21 days, could not get his audio, you know, his video, his sound to work out. So I I pulled a recording that we had made before of Abhishek. So we had Abhishek instead of Abhishek, Abhishek recording instead of Abhishek. So I'll put some of those as options there that, I mean, I know where they are, but now that you're going to be in this role, I will put them in the folder. Made a note to put some of those there so that you have something to turn to in case all else fails. Good point.
That's a good idea, backup.
Yeah, Sylvia?
Yeah, I was looking at the list of topics for this summer. Amazing topics, just amazing. I've already picked out two that I think I would love to do.
Oh,
I wondered if that was going to be part of today, was choosing or not choosing.
yeah. Okay. Yes, it is. But well, so just in time, Wendy and I were able to meet today and we worked on the schedule. And so I can show you that in just a minute.
Oh, okay.
It's always quite a puzzle to put it all together with what with everybody's schedules and particular availabilities and strengths and weaknesses. We and then with this additional for each day putting one of you in as a producer director. So yes, I can share that in a minute. Yes, we'll do.
It was more of a dance today than normal because there was a third layer of we needed and there was an extra layer of having to have a new producer or director. So the vibrations were really quite good though.
Yes.
And it's exciting to put it together.
Yeah. It really felt beautiful to have that extra dimension of a new column in our schedule called producer director.
Maybe we should just put collectivity at the top of the
right. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? I mean, I can mention one thing that did occur to me that I didn't touch on at all last time, and I wanted to mention, but I actually think it's something you all are aware of that makes the 21 days stand out. And that is the commitment to a level of excellence and professionalism in how we put on the course. And, I know sometimes you make fun of me for being such a stickler, but, I think we've also seen that the seekers have commented that they see the difference, and they feel, I think, the love that gets poured into the preparedness and the smooth running of the course, and they feel that it's something that we care about by making it so. And so, that's something that I know you will all, I'm sure you all have thought of that before as something that makes this course stand apart. And I think I'm sure it's something you're ready to uphold. But sometimes it's that extra level of excellence to achieve it means that as a producer director, you need to sometimes be a little bit, let's say, stronger than you might normally want to be in a situation and really insist on something that you feel you're going to get your messages from Shimataji, and you'll know when it's right to insist on something or to let it go. But if it's a matter of the quality of the program, I will want you all to make it, to take that extra effort sometimes it takes, or maybe a little bit of diplomacy to get it across that this is what we have to do.
I hope we still have you and Auntie Wendy as guides, helping us way, right? We can always come to you.
Absolutely. Yes. And we will, I mean, the idea is that the first program of the July 24th, that day 64, everybody can come to the dry run, or whoever can make it that day. And that can be the first day that you all sort of watch it through the lens of being the producer director, right? And then any other day that you can make it, I would encourage you to also come and just experience it on different days and different occasions to see how it plays out, because it's always, I mean, you've participated in them and you know that it's Well, yeah, I mean, now sometimes I have it down to 10 minutes, but you'll maybe do it longer, and you'll see. I mean, there are things that need to be, as much as, Shub and I are preparing all the materials, but we always find some little thing in the PowerPoint to change, or maybe the timing of the playbook or something that has to be adjusted during the dry run. And yeah, so Wendy and I are planning to be there, I think, for all
One
the
of you will
one of
be,
us will be there.
us will be at each of the programs
Yeah.
for your dry run to make sure. Just speaking as the person who plunged in first to this pool of trying to live up to these standards of our dear sister, she's my sister, not my auntie, thank God, Linda. And I can say that it's really different. It's like the first time you drive a car is really different from being the passenger. Like you might have been driven in a car your whole life, but when you have to drive, you have to pay attention to the directions and all the more details and everything. So the dry run, there's sort of a rhythm to it, and we'll be there to just make sure that everything that needs to be checked during the dry run happens. Right, Linda?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, we'll kind of let you run through the dry run, but then if there's something that needs to be attended to, or if, somebody's lighting isn't really up to snuff or something, we'll speak up.
And there are things that happen when the presenters, they leave, and then we do some checking of, some things, some technical things, or we'll go over things with the technical people sometimes. So
yeah, we have to check the sound
during the actual program, I'm thinking of, like when everyone says, okay, go off and relax, we've got half an hour. There's a whole thing that happens during the show where all the sound levels are checked. And that's something that I never knew about until I was doing a program.
Yeah. Well, actually, how when I say everybody, you can go except for the Tech 2 and usually the MC, right? And that's when, the MC and the Tech 2 run through the PowerPoint slides and the things that only they have to do together. And then also, then even the MC goes away, and then just the Tech 2 and the producer director check out the sound levels for the intro music, and watch the video and check the sound levels for the video and make sure everything is fine with how it's coming across. So those are a couple things that are done that you've never seen happen probably.
And a couple of times we've had a video that we've used in the past, but for some reason it just wasn't loud enough, and the sound had to be boosted at the last minute. And so there are things that come up, and so we just try to be careful, right, Linda? You just try to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm sorry, Sylvia, I just realized I didn't prepare something for the roles of Tech 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, I can just tell you, and I mean, Sangeeta's here, she's and Sudeepa, they are both trainers in this, but basically the Tech 1 is, which I did mention before, but that person starts, sets up the streaming. So that all happens in the background before the program begins. They, as they're the host, so as everybody's entering, they with the security settings we have, they make everybody a co-host. First, they check their video and make sure that's the right person. They make everybody a co-host, and then they sort of signal when we're all set to start, and the Tech 2 then starts sharing the music and the PowerPoint with the opening slides. The Tech 1 also is responsible for spotlighting.
Okay. They do the spotlighting.
And also the third thing I would say that a Tech 1 does is that they are responsible for getting any spammers out of the meeting and the security aspect of the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So I see them as like the protectors of the
Mhm.
of everyone in terms of the spamming and anything, or any threat to the meeting. If somebody's doing any seekers acting strangely, they're the ones who are to act and either chat with them or remove them.
And if there are technical things that happen during the program, oftentimes the tech ones are our heroes as well. Like, someone just drops out who's one of the presenters and you have to quickly put something together. Then you can, in the prod group, communicate with them. Sometimes they'll directly text you as the director and you work it out together, what you're going to do.
Yeah, and you can text them directly too during the meeting. Everybody has you will have your WhatsApp open for whatever's going on, and sometimes it's one-on-one, either with the presenter, or the tech 1 or 2. The tech 2 actually, and I usually have an ongoing conversation going, so that what the tech 2 is doing is sharing the music and the video and the PowerPoint slides. Okay, all the media. And so the tech 2, but there are times in the flow of the program, like when, we have the silent meditation slide, right?
Right.
So some presenters are very good at saying, and now we're going to have a period of silent meditation.
Mhm.
And after that, they actually don't talk. And it really is a time of silent meditation. So if that happens, it's clear cut, and the tech 2 puts up the slide that says silent meditation. Now, sometimes it happens that the presenter says, and now we're going to have silent meditation. And then, like 3 seconds later, they start to talk. And then the tech 2 and I are back and forth. Should I put it up now? Wait, now? So no, because it doesn't look nice if it goes up and down, right? There's silent meditation. No, it isn't. So we do laugh a lot about it, but it's and during the dry run, I always I try and I think that as a producer director, you can ask the presenter, please be clear, but in the heat of the moment or the coolness of the moment, you forget. So, a lot of things can happen that are unexpected as the program unfolds. And that's where you will be communicating as needed to
And that's a good example that I never would have thought of. That's completely behind the scenes. I never would have thought of that. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's that something goes a little sideways with the first presenters, what they presented. For one time when I was the second presenter, the first presenter forgot to have people wash their feet. And so, Linda, I think, was like, just have them wash their feet afterwards. We were communicating during the talk and during the music what could be done. And sometimes we've had occasionally a first presenter who does something like an 8-minute presentation or something really short. It's happened once or twice. So that means you can communicate with or the first presenter for some reason forgets to present the topic. This has happened before, so then Sia was there. We were doing West Coast 21 Days and the topic was somehow not kind of presented. And so I got to Sia, and Sia decided to change her entire musical presentation to something that presented the first topic, like spontaneously. It was kind of miraculous and quite good vibrations. But so you can communicate during the show and work something out, right, Linda? I mean,
yeah, definitely. There was one Sunday when the topic was, I can't even remember what the topic was, but there was the main point of that topic was not communicated by the presenter. So, and Tripti was the MC. So I sent a WhatsApp message to Tripti and I wrote out exactly what I wanted her to say. I wrote like 2 sentences. Say this when you.
I think it was the one with the problems related to chakras, how to know.
What's that?
Medical issues with the chakras. That was a topic.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I remember you told me.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, so if there's something that's completely left out or needs to be clarified, or one time somebody said something that was really wrong. And so I had to communicate to the second presenter to please, not to say that it was wrong, but to do it correctly. Gisela did something like she put her hand on her left, or anyway, she did something like what, what? So anyway, she later couldn't even believe that she'd said it, but she did. So I had to, say to the second presenter, please just say what it is, just get it on the record that, what it should be. So
And
I think it's like using the handle on the right side or something like that,
it kind of happens to any presenter, however experienced you are, you can just, I don't know what, somehow something happens and you don't say the right word or something comes out that sounds not like what's right. And I know Linda a couple of times has said, you need to correct. We've had this conversation a few times. You need to correct this, thing that was like totally wrong. It was like something to do with the difference between right and left side and saying the wrong thing. And I was just like, yeah, but I can't really correct the person. She said, well, just do it the right way. Just show how to do it the right way when you do it. So it's a little, and you need to be a little diplomatic, about it too. Not say, oh, that's wrong. Oh, what the first presenter said was rubbish. And I'm going to straighten this out here now. Because we have to just understand we're all human and we make errors. And as presenters, we have to also understand occasionally we will misspeak or misstep in some way. So.
No,
I
I've
have
done it.
one
I've done
question.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, that's all. That's okay. Go ahead, Isha, please.
Yeah, I just had one question. How do you deal with like the time management part? Because if sometimes I know we have the playbook with very specific time set for everything, but when you're in the zone, presenters can go on for longer than the allocated time, which means lesser time for everything else after, especially like music session is something we don't want to shorten. So how do you guys deal with that?
So, it's a challenge. And I mean, it is the best you can do is to really hammer the point home during the dry run. And, I don't know if I can show you, but basically sometimes let me share and get into looking at these things. Why is this doing this right now? I don't know why it's going black. There, okay. Sometimes, we don't have any people listed in here yet, but sometimes what I do during the dry run is, for whoever this is, and I color this like red. That is, and during the dry run, you point out now your stopping time is 12 after. That means, okay, this is important actually, is, that's when the talk is supposed to begin at 9:12. And so what I usually say, some of the presenters have always been or are very good about sticking to the time. And 20 minutes is not very long.
Yeah.
It goes so fast. And there's always more that you want to say or more clear that you want the whole collective to be. But, the program is not over yet. So, I try to say things like that is please don't, that this actually starts this work of getting it to 20 minutes begins when you talk to the presenters beforehand and you narrow down what it is that they're going to cover. Okay? Because some presenters have a lot of ideas and, it's possible to talk for half an hour on some of these topics, right? And, or to have, so it's to really crystallize what is the essence of what you want to convey, of all the things that you could possibly say. What do the seekers need to hear? What can we focus in on so that it's not too much for them to take in and so that it doesn't go too long. So that's where it begins, is to have a manageable amount to achieve during this 20 minutes, and to remember that within that time, they also have to have them rinse their feet. And nowadays, it's been interesting. Sometimes people are going to the end of their whatever they're going to do, and then rinse feet, and then do and then the talk. And but sometimes people have been it's quite nice when it can work out, that they get to the end of where they're the stopping point in the foot soak, rinse the feet, and then allow 2-3 minutes of silent meditation. And we're trying to suggest to everybody to have that at the end of every meditation segment, here and here, to have silence. This is like one of the most important things, which you have to keep, saying until you're blue in the face, basically. That make sure that there's silence in between whatever affirmations, not too much talking, basically. Short affirmations, not too many, silence in between to let it sink in. And then allow enough time at the end for a chunk of silence, at least 3 minutes or 3 to 5. So that means they only have, 2-3 minutes to introduce the topic, right? 3, and then get into the foot soak and clear through the affirmations in the foot soak, leaving time in between, and then so that, what I will say is like, well, at 10 after, oh, do you have a clock? Can you see it easily? And at 10 after, you should be knowing what you're going to do. If it's already that you haven't had your silence, then you better stop talking and get on with it, and have them rinse their feet. So these kind of things. But by shading that in red, that can sort of help to emphasize what those timings are. And every presenter should, when you can just say, so, presenter 1, do you know when your stopping time is? All right, presenter 2, do you know when your stopping time is? Yeah.
That actually helps when you say it in the dry run. Say, don't go over 9:12. Then
Mhm.
You just give the out. If you give the out time, I think it's super helpful as a presenter to know that's what I'm shooting for. And one of the main reasons that so there's 2 things that will run over. There's only 2 things that really can run over, and that's the first presentation and the music. And we know that musicians can get carried away. They can sometimes go 10 minutes too long, but the first presenter can do that too. And my feeling is that when you're learning something and you're trying to take something in, you can kind of take in, it's better to really, really clearly explain 1 or 2 things than to go over 5 or 6 of them and take 5 to 8 minutes talking. And then they don't really get it all anyway. So if you give them, sort of the beautiful little nugget, a nugget or 2, and then just make sure that the whole meditation is experiential. So that you're not there to teach meditation. You're there you're really there to be a channel for a vibrational experience, right, Linda? I mean,
Yeah.
There's a real difference between I'm here and I'm going to drum these points into these people and they're going to get it. There's a difference between that and leading a meditation where the vibrations flow and they touch it, right? I mean,
Yeah. And I mean, to try to emphasize to the presenter that, I mean, you all are presenters too, and you've heard this before, but I mean, it's hard that everybody on the program has done it before, but still, that I think it's a point that a lot of presenters still don't really completely appreciate, that it's their Kundalini, the power of their Kundalini at Sahasrara, that's going to take the seekers there. And that happens in the silence. I mean, some of the talking will help to pull their attention maybe in, but if you don't give the silence, it can't really fully take place. And the silence, what's happening in that silence, I believe, is that your Kundalini is pulling them up, and all of our Kundalinis are there in the session. But that's that's why you're there on that day, is because you have, there's something in you that the vibrations were cool for you. You can say to the presenters that for this, or just understand yourself that the vibrations were cool for that person to present on this day, because there's something in them that can take the seekers into that state, and then to trust that their presence there, not only not the going on speaking, but that their presence is going to be the catalyst for that.
And one thing that's nice that some of the presenters do, and you can encourage it, is that you still have the whole meditation to focus on the topic vibrationally. So Phil Trumbo is fantastic at this. He'll do a very brief presentation of the topic, make sure it's really clear, stress a few points, and then he goes into the foot soak and he chooses to focus on chakras and affirmations, and not so many, but the ones that will really cover that topic and really make it even clearer by what the affirmations are, or by what you're meditating on, or what you're desiring inside. And I think a lot of the presenters who are really good at it, that's part of what they do, is they lead a vibrational experience that afterwards you understand vibrationally the topic. I don't know. Am I making sense? Is that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think, another thing to understand, I feel about this, the structure of every program, some people have said, why do you have to make it so complicated? Why can't you just have one presenter? But our experience, I mean, even before 21 days, when we were doing online or any program, is that it's like a kind of
Here.
in the course of it, people are kind of moving up towards the summit, let's say, as Rahul has called it, right? And so in the first meditation, it's a bit rougher going. Those of you who have done, lead one, it's you're battling against more like dispersed attention and whatever else. So you're laying the groundwork for the experience of the day, and then the talk, of course, elevates it further, and then the music makes it again more sublime. And then by the second guided meditation, it's so important that there's a lot of silence there, and you have to really, really, really push on that with the presenter. That, I mean, lately I started saying, you have nothing to say. I think I did that with you, Jason, last time, right? I said, you have no content. There's nothing to tell them. Just get them into silence.
Yeah, the silence was the meditation. That was the important part.
Right. And so that's the point, is that by that time they're able to, it's like at that point they finally can go, okay, up I go, right? So and I feel all these stages are necessary to get all the way there somehow.
So the second presenter does have a job, but it's a vibrational one.
Yeah.
It's to really guide the silence into a deeper silence. It's really the best part of it. But if they go in expecting that they're supposed to present the topic, then that's tricky, right, Linda?
Yeah. Unless the first presenter hasn't done it, in which case you will have gotten a text saying, "Could you please just say these few things?" That's happened a few times. Yes. All right. So, I mean, okay, I want to show you the schedule, but I don't know if you had a chance to take a look at this, the rest of this document that we started going through last time. And I don't actually remember how far we got, but I think maybe only up to we did talk about coaching the presenters, I think, right? I think we did. I know we did. We didn't maybe talk in all the detail that's here. Yeah, like some of it, in terms of the presenter 1 and 2, I normally have talk to each one successively, but and have an idea beforehand of what I want each one to do, or ask them what they want to do, and then it almost always works out that that's fine. You know, they won't collide or overlap much, or if they do, then let's say I usually try to talk to presenter 1 first to sort of set the stage for the program, and then when I talk to presenter 2, I know what is already planned by presenter 1, and so we can figure out how to complement that as a little bit. Like, you know, which one's going to do the mantra, or which one's going to, you know, whatever it's going to be.
So you're saying so that people don't plan to do exactly the same thing, like both people want to do the deep cleansing breaths, and both people are planning a similar meditation.
Right. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that, you know, and what we've seen lately is in the last session, it turned out that it made more sense for the second presenter to do the mantra, because the first presenter was doing sort of more other stuff, including more mentally, you know, more content. So yeah.
Or you'll find that someone who would never think was shy is too shy to sing Jagadamba, or something that's put on their,
Yeah, true.
you know, a person who you think they have a beautiful voice, and you think that they would be totally confident. They're like, oh, absolutely not. I can't possibly sing Jagadamba in front of everyone. And then you can switch it around and have the second presenter do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or vice versa. Like you might just say, okay, one person needs to do Om, and if the first presenter is not comfortable, or, you know, so they can decide between them, like who's comfortable doing that presentation or not.
Yeah. Yeah. And it can be finalized during the dry run if it's not clear up to that point. Did we talk about this last time? I can't recall. About we just talked about signaling the silent meditation and the silence. You know, you can adjust the PowerPoint slides as needed during the dry run.
Linda, I have a question. Is it possible to blow up the font just a little bit? I find myself.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
That's okay. I mean, you have to keep it a certain font in terms of its usefulness, but just while we're here. Oh, that's a big help. Thank you.
That was see this percentage up here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't do it here. But,
No, I'm just saying for you, when you're doing this.
Yeah. Oh, very handy. Very handy. Yeah, exactly.
I think we've already taken care of this, but there are a few instances where we have to, like, if the musician isn't going to be part of the Q&A at the end, then we have a third person, and that's a slightly different scenario where they're introduced at the beginning, and then they just come on at the end to be part of the conversation. The dry run, starting and ending times, we talked about that.
One thing that you've all done is practiced with the person who's the TD2. You practice with them which slides you want. You might determine which slide you want, and you have some options, and you can then during the dry run have them work out. You're the director, so you want to make sure that they've figured out when the slide should come up and what the cue is to take the slide down and things like that. So that needs to happen during the dry run.
Yeah. So we go there to see the transitions and how it moves through the PowerPoint slides.
Cooperation, coordination.
Yeah, yeah. So
Great.
Tech 2 is comfortable. The Tech 2 usually likes to kind of repeat back. So I do this, and then I do that, and then when she says this, I do that. Like, you know, they'll want to kind of confirm that they understand what to do.
Right.
During the
And some presenters want to say, you know, want to give a verbal cue that means bring the photo up or down. That's different from, can you put the photo up? Can you take the photo down? And so the Tech 2 is looking for that.
Right.
So, of course, during the dry run, we do a sound check, but then we do it kind of just before the program again, just to, I don't know, in case I don't know what could happen, but you never know.
Anything can happen. It's true.
Yeah.
What we've seen in the dry run. Yeah,
Right.
it would be great. And then program and nobody can hear somebody.
Sorry, I gotta go back to the point on the top. Maybe I missed that. How to communicate. So you decide if you'd communicate on WhatsApp or in in Zoom? Or you always
Some
communicate?
people, I try to ask them, how are you comfortable communicating? And some people say, oh, the Zoom chat is good for me. Or other people say, no, on the WhatsApp is better for me.
Because Tech 1, Tech 2, Tech 3 have different names now in Zoom, isn't it? They're not called Tech 1.
Yeah, they have Tech 2 is called Media Share.
See,
And
this
Tech 1 is
very
the host. Yeah, Tech 1 is the host. Haji Yoga Meditation, the host.
And who is Tech 3? What is their name?
Tech 2 is
Tech
media
3 will say,
SY check-in and breakout room help.
I check in. Okay, that's what I thought.
and breakout room help.
And breakout room help. Okay.
Or there might be one or two who aren't anything except SYT. They sometimes put SY Tech.
Okay.
Because like some days, like Hira will do the program announcements, and she's not, so she's an extra tech person. You know,
What are the program announcements?
So for every program,
I saw something about that and I was thinking, wait a minute. I mean, Natalia does all the announcements to
no. This is so during the program, and you probably never even noticed this before, but the MC will say, well, I mean, I don't know if we want to get into all these details, but basically, before we even start
she
sharing
communicates with the breakout room.
with the waiting room.
Waiting room. Oh, okay.
And they say, you know, we'll let you in soon.
Sure.
And then when the MC is doing their thing, and when the MC says, if you want to mentor, then they post this.
Right. Okay, so
In the
that's
chat.
who's putting everything in the chat.
Yeah.
The links.
So who is that? Who does that?
Well, there's a team. So, okay,
So it's generally the breakout room help is the one who do, or sometimes SY check-in can do it.
Yeah. So it's, oops, sorry. So you can see who these people are. Like this is the last session. And so we have Tech 1, Tech 2, and Tech 3. Well, okay. So here, you know, they sign up here.
Yeah, it was me. So maybe but when it is blank, it's me.
It's always Sangeeta to the rescue.
For a minute, what did I miss in the text?
So they will, I don't know if they've signed up yet or, oh, look at that.
Yeah. Most of them have signed.
Are you in all those places that are blank?
No, she will
No,
keep
I
around.
know this will come up soon. We started filling today.
Yeah, that's good. So then, so these program things, oops. And at the end of the program, also during the PowerPoint slides, they post these things in the Zoom chat too.
Yeah, okay.
And sometimes there are extra things to put, like here at the end when we give them the supplemental online meetings link, or if we specifically want to give them whatever we meditate.
Right.
So, and then they also, all right, so there's, I haven't decided yet, Sangeeta and Sudeepa, we should talk about this. I don't know whether, I guess if you're going to be a program, you know, producer director, you need to be on the Tech 3 WhatsApp, right? I think.
Yes. If they are deciding who will go with whom, otherwise not really needed.
But sometimes some of the important communication happens in there just because everybody happens to be there.
Yeah, it's more shorter group. So yes, it's good to have.
You know, we had some major things that would have gone. We had a problem on the West Coast 21 days. The first day of it, somehow the wrong link had been posted to open the program, and one of the Tech 3s caught it. Bless her heart. And I could immediately see because they go in there and they say there's something wrong with the link, or it looks like this or that, and then you as the director, you are there and you pick it up and you go, oh my gosh, right, and you do something about it, right, Linda? I mean,
yeah. It was the wrong link in WhatsApp groups.
See, I can show you this. I just pulled up the Tech 3. This was just a particular program last time. So
We can, you want to put in the Tech 3 here, or you want to put in the 2025 Tech group? Because there we have everyone.
but people don't use that.
I mean, Tech 1, Tech 2s are only there. Tech 3 is more only the Tech 3 people, only for the breakout room things.
Yeah, but things like, who's going to be the SY check-in, who's breakout room help,
Yeah, that is here.
admitting,
Yes.
only
Yeah.
that, and then all the little informational
So
things.
we will have to add in both then, Auntie, because some
Yeah,
communication goes in that
I
one.
think you're right. Yeah, yeah. And then you see at the end of the program, here I noticed, not at the end of the I don't know when she did this, but that the course schedule, well, she found a mistake, right? So then, whatever comes up, and then at the end, when the seekers start to ask for a breakout room, that's all here. And then there's the message to everybody about how great it was. And then you can.
And we sometimes the Tech 3s will reach out with questions. What should I do? I have a difficult person. I have a difficult person in this room, or whatever. What should we do?
Yeah.
And then as the director, they're leaning on you.
Right.
So you have a list, right? I've heard about this list. And it is a list of people who have acted up or just been, are not compatible with the breakout room scene, atmosphere, or something like that. So that'll be shared with us, I'm sure. Or we don't have to worry about it and
Yeah, I don't think you really have to worry about it. Yeah, you don't really have to.
It's kind of sensitive, right, to pass
Right.
on bad
Yeah.
actors.
Yeah, I don't think you have to. No, it's not in here. I thought it might be in here.
Oh, wonderful. But then if something comes up, of course, we just have to make a decision. That's fine. It'll work out.
Well,
Like, for example, I mean, I remember there could be anything having problems in the breakout rooms, can be so many.
yeah.
But threes know about that, right? Like when somebody needs, I don't know, I need to be able to share screen or something like that. Tech threes take care of that.
That part, yes, but the discretion about seekers and yogis, that's something that I'm not exactly sure how we'll deal with. I mean, Wendy and I will be there. I'll be at all the programs anyway, so I mean, I can be a backup for that sort of thing.
Yeah, and most of the Tech 3s know about all those people.
Yeah, they do.
So yeah, so I think techs manage within themselves, and if really something is needed, we go to Auntie Linda.
Okay.
On the West Coast 21 days, we had Christine Trumbo often just ran point on that. And her team, sort of the breakout rooms and everything. And when there was an issue, the people reached to her to make a decision on it, or to help work out something difficult. Like we had someone who was being really difficult, and nobody knew what to do, and Christine kind of handled it. So we could do that a little bit, I suppose, if we're there.
Yeah,
that's a really good role for both of you. Yeah.
Yeah. We can, because we also know that
all
they're yogis. That's the other thing,
Yeah.
So
that's something you have to learn through.
Right.
Yeah. Lots of experience. Yeah.
And making a decision about emergencies, like we talked about that already.
Yeah, we do.
So
Linda Auntie, I have a question. So in the document, there is a section about resources. So how do you decide which program will have a PDF document, and how do you prepare that? I mean, would you be doing that? How would we do
you
it
mean
in the
for
next
each program,
session?
all the materials? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is, you're talking about like what's going to be presented, like that, the stuff?
Not the content, but the resources that we share in the end. It
The
could be
the document which we share sometimes with the yogi.
Yeah, I think which is uploaded onto the website also, right, Didi?
Yeah.
The handout, Auntie.
The handouts.
Oh, the handouts. Oh. Well, right now there's no handouts actually, but otherwise, yeah, it's something I don't think we have a very smooth process for that, to be honest. But I usually just share it because nobody else, but I can, if I remember, I try to put the link to it into the program announcements or or the link to the folder that has the handouts,
So that would go in each program folder, the handouts for that day.
No, it's not that's not that easy. It's in another folder called wait, course content handouts.
Handouts. Oh.
But anyway, you don't have to worry about that because that doesn't apply, except maybe whatever this is.
Who does that then? Tech.
Not even doing that. Yeah. What?
No.
No, like the tech team doesn't know which handouts are needed, so it's something the producer director would do, but it's not something we have to. It's mostly during the first 21 days and the first 21 days that applies, so it's not really an issue.
I see.
You have to address right now. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So then let me just go to did I show you this before? I don't think so because we didn't have it organized yet. So I'm gonna did I already give you access to this? Let's see.
Yeah, we talked about it until last
we did?
session.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, well then let's go. I want to show you the sorry, this is just I didn't really prepare this completely for showing you today. I'm gonna have to have that be pink.
Okay.
All right, so this is the schedule. And although subject to change, there's a couple question marks. Is Isha still here?
She
No,
had
she had to drop.
Okay, so I need to check with her. There was one day that she said maybe, and same thing for Miki and Sudeep. But okay, here's the plan that I think is pretty well set. That the first day, Wendy and I will be there and we'll do the dry run and as a demo for, you're all invited to come and sort of we'll try to, talk aloud about, like guide you through it as whatever we're doing, and you can ask questions even. And Rahul, you're on that program. So, and sorry, I know you've done it before, but well, what can we say?
We need you again. We need you, Rahul. You know it.
And Silas. So anyway, so this is the lineup for the first day, and Sia is I'm very happy Sia's available that day, and after that she's gone for the summer. So taking advantage of Sia's availability that day to be the MC and the musician. So, all right, Sylvia, are you ready to be the first producer director?
This is what either this one on the 27th or this amazing other one, being honest with ourselves, kind to yourself, and also face yourself. Those 2 Sundays are the ones I wanted. So I'm so happy.
All right, great.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm thrilled and I'm amazed that I'm first. I can't. But you'll be there, and it's a Sunday, and I realize I can only do Sundays.
Yeah.
Probably until the school year next year, maybe, or maybe this year. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's you're more you've been doing Sundays anyway, and it's actually Sundays are easier because it doesn't have all the question and answer business and all that too. So yeah. All right. And you really have it very easy because Tripti is a pro and Garima is also like, wind her up and there she goes, right? So
no kidding. Yeah, I know this is sweet. It's very
sweet.
Okay.
Jason, this was your only day except the last day, so there you are. And so it's a Tuesday. It's the day you said you're available. We have to check on Isha's availability as the MC that day, and yeah, everybody else I think is fine as far as I know. We have to check with Sudeep on this day. Sudeepa, August 3rd is one of the days you said was good.
Yes, Auntie, this is good for me.
Yep. And I'll even be on the program. So
Yay.
Oh, Linda can be a presenter.
you can boss me around a little bit if you want to.
I'd like to.
Okay.
You've been waiting for this moment so long.
Sudeepa, we can boss auntie.
Yes, the moment has come. Oh.
Oh God. All right. Sangeeta, you're on that Tuesday. Hamsa.
Nice.
Yeah. We have to find out, make sure Sudeep's available. I just found out that wait, do we have him somewhere else? Oh yeah. Yeah, I think he should be fine with these, hopefully. And yeah. By the way, let's see. Oh, wait a minute. We don't need Angie here. Oh, it's here. Need Angie here. So this is one case here on this one where Yuri is a musician, but he doesn't do the presenter sharing. His English isn't quite good enough. So we're going to ask Angie to do that, and she's always very good at that. So, and then the next one, Carrie can do direct, and Sylvia, I think this is a day that you said yes to, and it's a nice day.
Thursdays I said maybe.
Oh,
And when is it? August?
7th.
Okay, so it's just for the conversation at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be okay then. If I'm not in the program itself, just at the conversation at the end, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be in the introduction of yourself at the beginning.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, I recognize.
Great. Okay, good. And then Isha, and then Wendy and I will do the last one. So yeah, this is still a couple things to work out, but I think this is the schedule. So I can share this with you guys.
Oh, and then you've got the MCs for 2024 in the blue.
Oh no, that's going to disappear right
That's
now.
going to disappear. Okay.
Sometimes I just like to see it for a while.
Sure. Yeah.
So well, anyway, I'm going to be putting this anyway in the this is the public version of the schedule. So I'm going to be populating this soon. So you'll see yourselves there. And I'm going to add a new column for producer director.
Yay! I don't know if anyone noticed how experienced the presenters are. Very experienced presenters.
Yeah, let me go back to it. Yeah.
Summertime.
Yeah,
they help the flow of if there's any difficulty, oftentimes they just automatically, they're so experienced, they just help.
Yeah. Yeah. So everybody on here you'll see is been on many, many times, and so it's really will make it easier for you to just focus on. I mean, you're still going to have a conversation with them, and don't be intimidated by how experienced they are, but you're going to it's important for everybody, no matter how many times you've done it. I mean, it's still important to think about, how you're going to present it and all.
One time there was I'm not going to say who it was, on the West Coast 21 Days, there was a person who'd done a gazillion programs. And so I didn't say what I always say during the dry run, which is, so what we do is at the beginning of the foot soak, you're going to raise the Kundalini, but you're going to wait, but then you don't need to do it at the end of the foot soak, because the person at the end of the second meditation will do it. Well, this time that person just because, and then afterwards I thought I really should have just said what I always say, so that they remembered it, in their mind. So don't feel like you shouldn't, because when a presenter gets in there, when they're on, sometimes you're in the mode, and then sometimes you're just a little bit needing to get into the mode of presenting. And you need those little reminders. When's your out point? Yeah. Do I think that Sia knows how much time she has generally? Yes. I think Sia knows it to the moment. But if Sia's on West Coast 21 Days, I tell her when her out point is or her in point is. And I might even say, and I probably would also say, remember that you don't need to raise the Kundalini at the end of the foot stroke. You can let the second presenter do that at the end. So.
You know, there's one more thing I want to say. Seeing you reminds me of this, that when you're doing the dry run, there can be a danger of you just talking through it and not stopping and confirming and getting feedback from the people, from the presenters about if they get it or not.
Yes, it's true. It's easier to let the dry run happen and then cut in, I think.
Yeah, so
that's how we used to do it in the beginning. We just did it as is in the program, right? And then if you find something that you think, don't say this, then you would cut in. No?
Well, you used to do that thing, Linda, where everyone turned their cameras off, like you practice turning your camera on and off at the right time.
We used to actually go through the program, which we don't need to do anymore.
We don't need anymore. Right?
We don't need that anymore. But there is, I don't know, there's kind of a danger of just the director, just talking at everybody and not pausing to say, like, okay, how's that? Or, what do you feel about it? Or is there anything you want to add? Or, I think that we have to be sensitive to that. It's the dry run is an opportunity for the team, you could say, or the cast to bond and to come together and to be like there as, this is our program together. And it's really important. It was really interesting. At one point in the last session, it started to break down where people were coming late to the dry run. And then I said, oh, well, it's okay. And I was doing from 7 o'clock until 8:30, I was basically doing a continuous dry run, first with this person and then that person and then the next person. It was terrible. I mean,
Yeah.
Not that it was only that it was a little taxing on me, but it really didn't work.
Yeah.
So, one thing I don't think I mentioned was that, part of your job is, well, I did mention it, but I'll repeat it, that when you talk to the MC presenters and musicians beforehand, tell them that the dry run is at 7 and say, is that okay for you? Can you be there on time?
Mm-hmm.
And confirm, because sometimes they can't. And in the past, sometimes we said, well, all right, well, if even one person can't be there at 7, then we do it at 7:30 or 7:15, then when can you be there? And we all adjust. And then you can start at 7:15 or 7:30. It's just that then everybody has to be aware that you're going to roll right into the start of the program and you're not going to have a chance to go have a little bite to eat or do one.
Everyone's mic better work too. They don't. Right. Well, I like to have people come a little earlier. It's just to troubleshoot.
Yeah.
That one time when someone like Abhishek had a mic problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just really prefer to do, 7 o'clock dry run means that we're normally finished by 7:30. That means we have a chance to relax. And then at 8:15, everybody comes, we're in the main Zoom now anyway. We don't have to go from one Zoom to another. But even now, actually, it doesn't have to be 8:15. Maybe, I don't know. It can be more like 8:25 that everybody kind of comes back on and just shows their face, and because we've already been in that Zoom. But we should change that in the dry run, line 4. Remember? That's terrible. I know that.
So you're doing the dry run. You're doing the dry run in the
main Zoom.
In the main Zoom now. I noticed that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
We started doing that Sunday morning because we just didn't have time before the program at 10 for people to get there. So we just started doing it and it worked pretty well because then you kind of knew that they were in there and then they could just go away, and then
just turn off, just mute and
just mute and you knew the technicals were okay.
Right. You didn't have to worry about different links and all that business. So yeah. But still, I really think the rhythm of starting at 7 and having that break and, being relaxed. And then if there's something, sometimes we have to go scramble and find, whatever, something has to be found, like a replacement video or something has to be done. And it's so much more relaxed to have time to handle anything that comes up. So try for 7 o'clock, but confirm beforehand with everybody that they can make it at 7 or whatever time you decide on. And sometimes you have to keep, if somebody, like, let's say you already confirmed 7 o'clock with everybody, but then you get to the last person and they say, I'm sorry, I can't make it till 7:30, then you'll have to communicate with everybody. But you can do that through the prod group, but it's kind of better in a way to do one-on-one, making sure everybody is fine with it. So there is, part of the job is like, texting everybody like 3 days ahead of time. When can we meet? Tell me what's a good time to meet. You come up with that time. You remember to do it, right? You meet with them, not for long, but you do. But you have to, you have to kind of do that one-on-one with all the MC. The MC, depending on if they're really experienced, you don't have to do it with them. But with both presenters, you do need to make sure you can set up a time well in advance, not on the same day. At least one day before, and ideally 2 days before.
When Linda says, and what are you planning on doing? Like 2 days in advance, you're like, I mean, it means you go to that meeting and you've meditated on it, and because there's a certain amount of actual vibrational preparation of getting all your ducks in a row to be ready to do the program. And one of them is to meditate on, well, here's the topic. What do I want to say? What's the teaching point I want to talk about? And then run it by Linda or whoever it is that's the director. And then you can spitball it. That's a terrible word, but yeah, basically bat it back and forth and just, make it better. Or maybe Linda would have an idea for something else to add, or something she particularly feels will be helpful for the topic to be conveyed. And then that's all worked out a couple of days ahead of time, right?
Yeah, because the presenter, now I guess what I might do this time is just I'm trying to find streamlining, things. And what I usually do is reach out to every single presenter and say, you're confirmed for this day, okay, and then, but I think maybe this time I'm going to send everybody the link to the schedule and say, here's the schedule. Are you fine with where you are on the schedule? That could be easier. But what was I gonna say? They'll know, that they can start to be reflecting on the topic that they've got. But yeah, 2 days ahead, you also need to do some reflecting on that topic, right?
I can't imagine how this would work if one person was the producer director for 21 days in a row. I mean, already I can see what an intense attentional production this is in your attention. And that's one of the things I'm looking forward to the most, is an expansion and improvement of my own attention. But to be doing this 21 days in a row, you're doing day forward, but you're doing 3 days forward at the same time with this many tasks. And also you're going back last year and looking at what we did last year. I mean, it's such a dance. It's a cosmic dance. It is a cosmic attentional dance. I'm so grateful I only have 1 day in 8 weeks. I can't believe it. So I'm so grateful to you ladies who have been such pioneers, especially you, Linda. I mean, you've just been, like waving this cosmic lasso of 21 days for like 3 years. And then you caught Wendy in it. And now she's like your partner. And now you're spreading it to us. It's amazing. We only have 1 day to deal with. I'm amazed. And can I, at the same time, since I'm going on and on, can I just give a heartfelt, amazing thank you for this topic, from thoughts to joy. I mean, oh, wow. And I saw the little note that said that comes from West Coast, because I don't remember seeing it again before.
Yeah.
No, we have new content.
Oh,
I pushed myself way beyond the limit, which I'm now I have some regrets about. But the good thing that is that I felt like we picked a Sunday morning, and it was a small group of people coming. And I felt like, well, the very least we should come up with some new, fresh stuff so that people who've been coming for 3 years will see some new programs. And people like Sia, I would try to reach out to presenters. I would have reached out to Rahul, except he's on the East Coast and couldn't do the West Coast so much. But we came up with topics that really meant something to a presenter. And then we tried to find a talk and then develop it into, so there'd be something fresh, right, Linda? I mean, it's nice.
Yeah. There's one on friendship that we kind of did some years ago, but that's also a new twist to that. And and then in the fall we have some other new ones that we're going to roll out. So thanks so much to Wendy and team for.
It was 10 or 12 programs of new content. So.
Awesome. I remember, I have to just a little bit more, I'll say. I remember back in year 1, I think it was, or maybe year 2, Carrie and I were part of a team coming up with topics. And I remember it was so hard. Carrie's not here now, but I remember thinking then that, wait a minute, I can't do this with just a little piece. I can't have just a topic. As much as I want to come up with a topic, I just have to see the whole picture. But Carrie was much better at it. She was like, oh, what about this beautiful cherry off the tree? And oh, what about this one? And so she would come up with topics. So it was, but it was at the same time, for me, it was very, very hard, but it was very rewarding, because what you came up with was, really what your heart's desire was. Oh my God, if I could do anything with these new people, what would I give them?
Yeah.
Thoughts, from thoughts to joy. Why not? So that was very inspiring, and thank you. Thank you.
Okay. I think people are dropping, and it has been an hour and a half, so we can finish now. But thanks.
The vibrations got so much, it kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
Yeah, this time.
Now I feel good.
Yes, I think last week was a little more challenging, and this week is much smoother and lighter. So.
But I have to tell you, in preparation for today, I listened to last week, and it was wonderful.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was great. So I recommend it.
Okay. It was more of a workout for me, I think.
It was more of a workout, definitely, for everybody, I think. Yeah.
Lots of love to everyone.
All right, so great. There is one more thing I wanted to say, actually, and that is that all of you should feel very, very comfortable to reach out to Wendy or me. I think we're going to maybe, Wendy, we're going to divvy up the programs maybe, or?
Yeah, I feel we should.
Okay, so, because as you're thinking about the topic, if you want to, I mean, it's nice if you want to reach out to one of us and we can have that conversation with you, and then you can go on and have the conversation with the presenters if you want. So, because otherwise it's hard to, you can watch the when the program was done before.
Sometimes it's not, sometimes the program goes like great, and then sometimes it doesn't. So sometimes people will say, I watched the program and you guys talk a lot more than I'm used to. I was like, no, don't watch that program.
Not that program.
Not that one. That was too much talking. Right. So sometimes it backfires to watch the program.
Yeah, I think it would actually be a nice practice, and maybe I can put this, I'll just post this in the group, that because a lot of people haven't heard this, that before speaking to the presenters, that Wendy or I can chat with you about the content.
Yeah,
you might have questions about, you might have some questions, and then you can have your.
Yeah, we can just do a little preview of everything in the program, and look at the PowerPoint together, look at the playbook, just kind of go over it with you as a preparation. Right? That would be nice.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
All right, folks.
Are we going to meet again?
Well, should we?
Or we just meet with you like a week before our own.
Yeah, I think something like that. Yes.
a week or two
I feel
before
like we've gone over it, but the good thing is to remember is that we're going to repeat what we've said to you during the actual dry. We'll be there to help, right, Linda? I mean, it's not like
yeah. We're going to be there to back you up and whatever. Yeah.
And if you want to call whoever it is who's coordinating with you on your program or supporting you on your program, then anytime you want to, you can just reach out, and just like ask your questions. And like, I think it's good to actually meditate on it and let it evolve. And then you realize, there's something I don't quite get, because you've meditated on it. And
I think that's my biggest takeaway. I have to thank you both for putting that in there. Really, each program is not a show. It is a show. We're going to talk about it like a show. It feels like a TV show or whatever. We're all familiar with those kinds of words, but it's really a meditative journey. And the most amazing part to me, I mean, of course, I always meditated on my own little part before, but just to meditate on the whole program before you do it, that's the most satisfying part. Because I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
You're a shoo-in. You're perfect.
I really am enthusiastic. I hope I don't fall flat on my face, but yeah, I really enjoy.
Well, there's a lot of safety nets, Sylvia, really. Wendy or I will be there, and then the tech team is like totally, and to be honest, during the program itself, you don't really need to be there usually. I mean, usually there's nothing you can do to change what a presenter is going to say in that moment. So
most of the time it goes smoothly and you don't have a big problem to solve.
Yeah.
It's just occasionally.
Yeah.
It's just those times that we remember, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're there. It's really in the preparation where the major role is. And like there have been times when I couldn't attend the program, like when I was at the Nirmal Arts Academy or something, they were that. Remember, Rubble? And I did the dry run. I was there for the dry run. But then after that, I was, felt quite confident. Everybody knew what they were to do. Everybody, could run with it. And really, as it's rolling during the program, when you can, shout at the screen and say, please stop talking now, but nothing will happen.
There was the time when we were coming back from the birthday seminar, right, Linda? And Linda was like, I'll be fine. Oh, maybe I'll just watch it. And you were on your phone and something big happened. And I don't remember what it was, but you were fixing it in the car as we were driving. So,
Yeah, it can be. Mostly, though, it happens in the dry run and before the dry run and in the dry run. And then it just rolls. So, yep. All right.